Hey, hey. We returned yet again. Continuing where we left off. I was designing a bunch of things. Yeah. Pretty much everything to get me through basic production, I think. And let's take a look. Yeah. Most everything to get me through basic everything. So what do I want to do first? An ammonia plus ice seems obvious. Because that's going to be a major one. Yeah, let's do ammonia and ice first. You know what I do want to do though? I want to make some stone. I can't make concrete. That's being moved up. I need concrete. I literally cannot get by without it. I really do not have a lot of concrete left. That doesn't do me any good. I think I'm just gonna have to make as much science as I can and just hope it becomes enough. out of copper. There we go. I can make power poles now. That's huge. That is actually massive. Oh, I'm glad I can finally make those. Now I can expand. I'm just gonna keep dying. I mean, is no worth it. Hmm. One to two, that's 3. Didn't mean to make multiple of those, but hey. If it works, right? We're out of lithium. But we are building up a nice amount of everything. Which is good, that's our goal. I could make a preliminary bus. Knew that was coming. I'm just not worrying about starvation at this point. I mean, I literally don't have to. So it doesn't make sense for me to. Now that's the only concern, is how do I fit heat pipes into here? I think I'm gonna have to do a design like that and run long-handed inserters for those. I totally did that wrong. Okay, that gives us science, which can then get put onto a bus. I say a bus, but you know. Okay. It's so nice to maybe potentially fully automate science. Like, it's gonna be so amazing to have this done. That's all iron. Okay, that's all good. Let me throw in a underground there. I'm sure we're way overworking this. That's good, that isn't. Okay, now over here. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. It's a little bit unbalanced, but whatever. Oh, I am gonna need a bunch of these. gonna be so nice to see this work. I'll need more. And then after this, I use everything I have for heat pipes. So, oh boy, am I gonna be out. The worst part is, these aren't even connected yet. Let's connect them up here. Okay, I actually don't need that many. 2 should suffice. I'm out of iron. Yeah, no way. My goal was not to die in the middle of my factory, but I see I kind of failed on that. Because I didn't want to try and collect my corpse over stuff. Because otherwise I worried that might happen. Yep, out of everything. Technically, that's as far as that needs to go for the moment. My bus. It's the greatest bus there ever was and ever will be. Let me actually do this now. But I need I need to manufacture heat pipes. I mean, it's just... the demands are way too much. No copper. Yep, everything's out. As soon as these labs are done, we take them and move them. And then we wait. Forever. I still don't know how it's 99%. It just does not make sense. Don't need that. I will add those in though. Let me drop all that copper in there. The rest I will keep on me. Just 48 more copper. And then our bus shall operate. That means we now have a part of the factory that is actually fully automated. And that also makes heat pipes. Those are going to be massive. And I know, it's such an amazing bus. Just wait until I get stone on there. Whew. That'll be a day. It's crazy that those are my goals right now. have thought about adding lithium. But I can't really do that at the moment, per se. I could actually. I very much could add lithium production. Let me do that. What does it take to make lithium again? There we are. Alkaline and ammonia. Okay. I need to add more brine to the network. First. Which I can do somewhat. Okay, that'll allow it all to flow through. That will allow that. Now I just need all that heat pipe. Which theoretically eventually might... Wait. There's never going to be excess copper, will there? Like, there legitimately would never be. That is going to be short. You need a little bit more. Okay, so I'm pumping out of all of these, which gives me 6. which allows me one more chemical plant. That's it though. Alright. One of these days I might make more food. But you see, that would take a lot of work and effort. That I just don't want to expend, you know? Now, how do I get this in here? I know how. It's gonna be a matter of this. Onto one of these. We're out of iron. Where's iron? Iron's down here. That should be something I'm never out of. Oh, whoops. I really hate having to pull from that and reset copper. It's like... Oh wait, I didn't do the other end of this. Lithium can't be allowed onto the belt yet. We need to modify this area first. So much heat piping. It's kind of insane. Filter that to lithium. Don't you just love spaghetti? Because we are made of it here. There we go. Now, only problem with this is if this lithium line backs up, it's going to back up this line, which we cannot have. Which just means I need another one of these. Let me just take all of that at this point. I mean, I'm never gonna make it otherwise. Okay, I guess there wasn't another sneeze. Thought there was. Chemical plant. There goes a stack of solid fuel. Now we have some more copper though. This is just how we will slowly keep expanding. Bit by bit. Oh, we are using solid fuel faster than we can handle it. That's why we do this. That will certainly help. Now, technically, this isn't fully automated yet. Because these two furnaces are not being fed fuel by anything. These two at least have a chest, which has backup fuel. But it's not actually being generated. There we go. We should now get copper. Nice. That means we should be getting all the sciences soon enough. Which means automatic research. Let's go. That's huge. I think we're actually good. When it comes to these shard productions being unbalanced. Yeah, we should be. Alright, I'm gonna go make some food because I am a little bit tired of starving. Just a little bit. I might starve this one last time, but then that should be it for a while. This might get automated at some point. Who knows? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna starve one more time. Let's go. And now we get concrete in 3 hours. I did not mean to be that close to accurate. Oh my gosh. That means we'll have it by end of stream. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go die by the ship. That way I don't have to walk far. Interesting that that's its box. When do I get to do stuff with fluorine? I get to use it in cryogenic plants, which... yeah, I can't use that for a while. That's sad that it's that slow. At least I got my spawn point pretty accurate. That is the most random rocket capacity ever. 82? That doesn't make sense. Seems like they just plucked an arbitrary number. These are going to be down to about 55 minutes by the time they're all complete, I believe. Or is that by the time they're all processed? I don't know. I still have to figure out what I can do with these seeds. I'm pretty sure I'll just have to burn them. I'll have to check the heating towers, see if that's possible. Yeah, these are going to be down right about 55. Because this will boost it back up to like 57. I think. Barely not. Wow. Well, this has a 40-second craft time, so 55 is about accurate. I'm assuming green science is lagging behind. Ooh, 39 minutes. Okay. It's changing a lot. There we go. And this will be direct inserted into here for canned food, which should be right around 85% freshness. Yep. And that'll maintain its way all the way through. And the freshness of the food does not impact anything, I believe. And that gives me 15 cans of food. Right at about 85%. So those have a 40-second craft time. Those have a 10. I don't know if I want to automate that yet. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I was worried about happening. Now that backed up, which caused lithium to back up. And why is the lithium backed up? Do inserters take from the closer side first? I think they might. Hey, I at least caught it early. It didn't really affect science production all that much. Yeah, I realized the problem. Hmm. Now, let me clear this back up for now and let it run like that. Yep, here we go. Input priority left. And there we go. That's how we solve that problem. And that should always leave us in a good position. I'll do that too, just in case. You never know what could occur. This is based off those two things. I should be able to create more over here. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. I don't know. Because this is going to be in the way. But I could just move everything over one. Not really, actually. We are out of copper. Pretty much this is just going to be a game of one versus the other. Oh, copper is getting down. Oh my gosh. It's actually making heat pipe. That is crazy. I am actually very surprised to see that and very happy at the same time. The science production is moving. I'm just going to do that again. There we go. That should even out production now. 0.15. To a 0.8. Is that really it? 0.8 makes sense. 0.15. Also kind of makes sense. I mean, we need 0.16, so we are very slightly underproducing on that. But very slightly. Which is good. That was the goal. And we have room. I could do another 08. This requires 2.5. This output's not enough. We can fix that though. Maybe. We can. But, like, is it worth it? And the answer is always going to be yes. But I don't know why I did all that. Let me just... That's why. What was I looking at? That's right. I mean, this is a 5 to 1.4. Technically a 40 to 10. Whereas... Sorry, that's a 45% ratio. That is a... Yeah, I'm definitely going all about this wrong. For these specifically. Let me change that. I don't necessarily want to freeze that though. I really don't have any basic pipes. That is so hot, wow. Let me drain off some of that heat. Let me go make a bunch more pipes. This just isn't enough. I mean, theoretically, now that I have that, I can completely dismantle these. There we go. That's definitely outputting more than these two can handle. Which means I can add another. At least that's what I think. Oh, we're actually handling well. Cool. There we go. Say, why isn't that working? It should be working. Oh, yeah. That's running off the much colder network. This one. It really is running a lot colder. Okay, that should have just tipped the scales over to lithium. Which means I can add more production to lithium. Okay, one of these we switch to iron. And this one I am going to switch to stone. Because I will need it for concrete. Which, believe it or not, uses stone bricks and iron ore. Which means I might have to save some of that. I only want to save a little bit. So... we'll just say 50. Okay. That's actually fine, I can do that. Let me go grab the stuff for this, and then we add another... I can't add more lithium, can I? I just realized I am pumping as much alkaline brine as I can. I need to go to another deposit. Well, either way, I'll grab the solid fuel and throw it in the furnaces. Because it gets here nonetheless, because we use splitters and stuff, but that won't be the case so soon. Yeah, theoretically, I need to go grab all of these. Which there's no way I have the kind of heat pipes for this. I have no good way of heating down here. Because I need crude oil for heat. Hey, Valley, how's it going? Thanks for the raid, by the way. I'm playing Call of Duty right now. It's a little automation game called Factorio. How'd stream go? Ah, now I wish I had my sound alerts on. Yeah, I can understand that. Some streams do run a little bit long. Have any good games tonight? Not too many hackers, I hope. Well, yeah, there were definitely hackers, but... Alright, you have a great night, Valley. Hopefully you, have a good night's sleep. And thanks again for the raid. I completely forgot what I was working on now. Man. How easily some get distracted. That's right, lithium. I need more lithium. And I also need to figure out how to carry heat all the way out here. Quite the difficult quandary. How's everybody else getting along today? Oh, yeah. Hey, Devo. Joined in from the Valley Squad? At least that's what I can assume. Wow, not a single placement there. Have at least 4 more spots we can get one down. If I can craft them. That's a lot of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit those 3. That's 4, 7, 4, 7. So just those 4 left. I'll have to go up to my iron chest. Grab from there first. Okay. Oh yeah, I do have assembly tier 2 now. Assembly Mark 2. Like that would be nice, but it's such a waste of resources. Ah. I will have to clear all this ice out eventually. I can't be having that around the factory. Okay, that should be all of them. Let me actually get a deconstruction planner. There we go. That'll make it a bit easier. Break all of this up. We almost have concrete though, which means we can almost start our massive expansion plans. It'll take a lot of resources, but it'll be worth it. I think after I escape this planet, I have to go straight to like Volcanus or something. somewhere where the resources are so plentiful. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to Volcanus or not yet. I don't know if Novice will be horrible or not. Because I don't know if evolution has been ticking. Because Novice technically exists. It was generated in. But like, I haven't seen the starting area. So I don't know. That'll be for when I actually go there though. Which I don't know if that'll be ever. Because I feel like I could just skip past uranium in its entirety. I don't know. Setting up this field is going to be a massive pain though. Because I have to then run all the heat pipes after I get the pipes up. I need to make as much of an oil-based base as I can. Because everything else is going to be a scarcity. Okay. I always like setting up oil fields from the back. And let me just go grab a bunch of iron because I don't have enough. Sucks to suck, but it is what it is. A little bit of iron there. Let's actually transfer some of this copper over there. And this goes at 500. Ooh, we're short electricity. Yeah, just a little bit. I should probably fix that, but that's later me's problem. And I'm not later me, so we're good. Okay. Yes, it does. Okay, and also the concrete I'm working it with is only starter concrete. You get like 5 stacks of it at the start of the game, and that's it. I run out after the fact. That's why I'm researching concrete. Also, welcome back, Carissa. Yes. But yes, this is a continent variant to Aquilo. So it does give you more land mass, because otherwise you're literally just going to be farming for land mass the entire game. It would be even more boring. And that just isn't their goal. So they're not going to make you do that. I'm out of pipes, of course. Hmm. Let me replace that. And we're out again. But hey, now we have concrete, so I can craft it. Which is going to be an arduous process, but hey. I at least have it this time. I got all those. Now we just run it over here. There we go. Really? It's one too long? That's crazy. Let's just make all the pipes I can. We made a bit of progress since you were last here, Carissa. I actually have, like, a bus. It's not a great bus, but it's a bus. Biggest thing is we're automatically crafting heat pipes. That's like my massive accomplishment. So, yeah. And fully automatic red and green science, but hey. Baby steps, right? Yeah, we'll do all that for now. Oh, let me deposit all this ice. Yeah, essentially you have to, you're mixing petroleum gas and ammonia to get ammonia carbonate. Yes, I did have that right. And then you mix that with lithium ore into pretty much the rest of your ores. So you have iron, copper, stone. You can also get coal this way. as well as petroleum gas before you unlock the better refinery variant. The funny thing is though, solid fuel is actually, they have a more efficient recipe. You just combine it with ammonia and crude oil. And it's a 12 to 2 instead of like a 10 to 1. I don't think this is. Or is there a solid fuel recipe on that you unlock going through Aquilo? Yeah, and here it's 10 to 1. I don't know. Either way, this recipe is way better than the other solid fuel recipe, so. Yeah, I don't know if this is modded or not, but it might not be. I do have it unlocked though because it unlocks with Aquilo. Now I don't have the basic recipe, so I can't craft the basic recipe for rocket fuel. But I do have the ammonia variant. But this is less efficient than the regular variant anyway. I think, if I'm doing my math right. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Which is why I'm not making rocket fuel. I did that math and I'm like, wait, 12 times 10 does not equal 100. Yes, most likely, most certainly you have higher rocket fuel production. But at this level in the game, I haven't even touched the regular chemical science, so I'm nowhere near infinite science. So I take what I can get. What did I come over here to get, speaking of? Iron for pipes. That's it. Because I am severely lacking in the pipe department. Which that's gonna be nowhere near enough. Am I gonna have to take from my science line? Which is actually deprived of iron at the moment. Got it. Let me throw a limit on that chest real quick. Otherwise it might get a little out of hand. Not that I would ever foresee that being a problem. That's kinda crazy. Yeah, wow. How do you run out of fuel? That just... I understand it to a point. Luckily, I'm playing a mod that gives you many fuel sources because, or it gives you a reliable solid fuel resource. Because otherwise you literally can't play the game. See, I'm gonna run into a problem with this factory in the fact that I am going to run out of alkaline. Yeah, but wood also isn't a very good burnable. So it's not optimal. But yeah, I'm actually going to run out of this resource. What is it? Yeah, alkaline. Because the issue is, pump jacks can only harvest 1 per second. Oh yeah, it's entirely useless in vanilla. Which is a little annoying, but I understand they don't have a automation implementation, so it makes sense they wouldn't promote that as something you can do. But yeah, alkaline solution, it takes 3 per craft for lithium, which 1 craft of lithium provides for 2 ores, 2 ore chemical plants. Which 2 plants barely outpaces a single furnace. So I am like ages away from having a single furnace stack. That's going to take me like decades to get there. Unless they implement new recipes. In which case I'm doing all this work for nothing. Not actually, but maybe. And then this is going to be a tremendous amount of heating pipe. Which again is super expensive. Yes, it will. It most definitely will. And I am gonna figure that out when that time comes to it. Yeah, heat tower dissipation is a very real thing. That will affect this. I just also want to know how much heat pipe will I actually need for this to be operational. But if I want more resources, I need to hook up this patch. I think that got everything. Yes, it did. Oh, no, it didn't. I didn't even pipe this one up. Wow. Not exactly early game. I will have access to it shortly. I'm actually researching the tech to get it because I need alloyed steel processing in order to craft the cryogenic plants, but I also need blue circuits, which I haven't researched yet. I have lithium plates, I have refined concrete. I'm about to get alloyed steel. The only issue then is processing units. So, I still have a couple things to get there, but we're getting closer. Well, yeah, otherwise they would be locked behind Fulgora. That's the name of the planet. I will say, if I have one gripe about this pack though, it's the food requirement. I really hate having to constantly be eating. Yes, other planets do still exist in this, I believe, at least. And the reason I believe that is because there are the planet sciences, planet discoveries are still research that's available, along with all their sciences. And if I actually go out to the map, Nalvis is technically there, all the planets are here, there's distances between them all. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a little annoying. It would be. It definitely would be nice to disable it. Or at least have like maybe a couple other foods or a way to automatically feed yourself. Because right now it's literally impossible to AFK. Because when you AFK, as soon as you die, the game pauses. Which makes sense. You don't want the game to be running while you're dead. Because otherwise, you know, your base might be killed by biters or whatever. But then you can't AFK. Which in this pack, especially at the beginning, that is so torturous. It pretty much guarantees your death every like 10 minutes. And it's like, I just can't AFK at all. How do I want a heating tower for this? Solid fuel, I think, takes water? No, just crude oil. Which I have a crude oil pipe here and ammonia here. So, what we're gonna do... We're actually going to leave that open so we can potentially have more. Okay, let me actually move this down and out one. Yeah, that's very annoying. Is there actually a way to disable like spore spreading? Like not disable, but like prevent the spread of spores? Or is that not something you can do? Is that just inevitable and as you expand it gets worse and worse? Well, but like on Nalvis, for example, you have ways to prevent pollution from spreading. You can, use efficiency modules, you can have a bunch of trees, you can have grass, you can, have biters absorb it. There's ways to get rid of pollution. Yes, in-game, not in the settings. Got it. Yeah, that sounds annoying. I guess at that point you just automate base defense. Set up a perimeter. Yeah. Gleba has a lot of problems. And I know a lot of people don't like it because of how they implemented it. A lot of people feel they could have done a better job with Gleba. Like, it's a very interesting concept, but people just felt they implemented it wrong, which I can understand. It's a very hard one. Yeah. That's why I actually went with the Aquilo Start, because it's like, I found it interesting with the fact of balancing heating the factory while also working on production. And also, Aquilo designs are just different, because you have to have heat pipes everywhere. And it's like, you can do so much with them, but you also have to be careful, because if you run out of fuel, you're dead in the water. Got it. That's the other very annoying thing about Gleba, is all the enemies can go through the water. And yes, I just did that because I realized I literally don't have an emergency reserve of fuel. And I don't want this playthrough to be dead in the water. So I'm actually making good progress. Oh yeah, that definitely is nice. I need so much more iron. Yeah. That's why I like this pack. It adds a whole bunch of landmass. Yeah, you never want to take up crop biomes. That is like land that needs to be protected at all costs. Actually, that doesn't need to be that. It's gonna make it a pain to run through, but doesn't need to be that. Oh yeah, and I also have power poles now. So I can actually craft them. I've made so much progress. Yeah, I could do that. And that would be smart to do, and that will definitely go into my permanent base. But not in my temporary base, because that's too much work. In reality, it's just difficult the way I have the factory set up. And also, technically, this part of the factory can never freeze because this solid fuel is only going into this heating tower. And I have solar panels, which cannot freeze. Thank you, mod devs. Or regular devs. Solar panels and power poles cannot freeze. So this literally is just from the ocean. And then this is this crude oil pump plus that. Okay, I wasn't sure. Again, I haven't played Aquilo base game yet. Yeah, I noticed people are actually like so excited that they finally have a use for burner inserters. I was watching a video the other day actually of somebody who actually like had a legitimate use for a power switch, and it was like insane. It's like they were trying to troubleshoot a problem, and I don't remember what the problem was, but they figured out that they could just put a burner inserter there, I mean a power switch there, and it would solve their problem. This will only go in if temperature is below 950. No, they're still stuck at 1%. Yes, it's very low, and it can be annoying, but yeah, it's actually very annoying. And the mod at least gives you 50 to start the game with, so you have a decent amount of base power. But yeah, it is not a lot. Oh yeah, 0 modules. Oh wait, no, you actually start off with 100, I guess. So I don't have many down at the moment. I think that's why they only give you 1%. Otherwise, I feel like they would have just given you 0 and said deal with it. Oh yeah, I need to craft all these. Pipes are so expensive. And are you saying you don't just land with like barreled steam? I don't even think that's a thing. Pipes are honestly so expensive. I need a lot more. This isn't working. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna be going through that soon enough, though. I need actual foundations there. Which it's now annoying that I mined up all the close stuff. That's how you do that? See, the thing is, I've seen playthroughs where people do that. And I'm like, how do you do that? That's insane. Wait, you can pick that up without bots? You're enlightening me on so much. How do you pick it up without bots? What? That's crazy. I did not know that was a thing. I appreciate the insights. That is massive. Also, I have a lot of guns. Yeah, landfill is definitely very precious on Gleba. Of course, no lithium is reaching this far. Oh yeah. And yeah, I guess ice platform is super cheap. Because it's just ice and ammonia, which is pretty much free. I am not. And the reason why is because it's a continent map. So I won't need thousands. And also every single rock on this planet gives me like 1 to 3. Yeah, but again, I don't want to waste power on that when I can mine all these ice formations and get it for free. Especially when I don't have a huge use for it. Like, eventually I will. It'll definitely be an automated feature when I get into, you know, more pasting bases and stuff. Yeah, I believe so as well. That sounds correct. Dang, this is actually insane. I did not know you could do this. Massive insights, much appreciated. I will probably have to rebind them though. Specifically because those 2 buttons, my plus and minus. Or... yeah. Buffering. It shouldn't be. I'm still running 22,000 kilobits per second. Zero drop frames. So... I don't see any problems on my end. It's a bad idea to start building over here. $69. Out of fuel? Why are you out of fuel? Oh, because it's not being inserted. Let's see how far this can take us. Hey, it takes me to the first pump at least. Second pump, third pump? Not quite the third pump, but second. And then it slowly heats up. I'm hoping this one heating tower can reach all the way to the end. We'll see though. I should really just connect these. Like, that'll save me a pretty penny. It could be, yes. But that would mean I also need, I would need oil down here. which I only get oil from pump jacks, which are all over here. I don't have any around this area. That's the other thing. I only have 2 oil deposits right now on my discovered area. I'm gonna go make more food because I am running out. No, I am pumping alkaline brine, which is what is used to make the lithium. Hey, at least on the bright side, food is pretty easy to do. Oh yeah, I can make sodium now. I'll have to see what sodium's used for. Let me do that right now, actually. Sodium. That's used for alloyed steel. And making a heat core. That's the other thing. This mod pack adds heat cores, which I'm not sure how good they are, but it apparently heats an area around it instead of just from 4 pipes. Probably. Yeah. Wow, sodium's really only used for alloyed steel. Interesting. Huh. Got it. So I guess they're replacing recipes here and adding stuff to add to Aquilo. Essentially saying, hey, you can't just build a rocket and leave here. You have to continue production here. Which is interesting. I like that. Let's see, how's this coming down? Very slowly. I will say though, food production is pretty simple. Because like, again, I'm only on red and green science. I can automate food pretty easily. I haven't automated it quite yet just because I haven't felt like building it, I guess. I don't know. But it's pretty easy. Because essentially you take water and apatite, which apatite you essentially get for free. It takes 1 stone and apatite brine, which is direct from the ocean. You then take that, make it into something called an eco fruit. You then clean it, and you take the cleaned eco fruit, and it completely crafts into your food. Which food takes, I think, 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours to spoil. But this also gives you eco fruit plates, which isn't used for a lot yet. I'd love to see them used for a bit more. But right now it's only used in super polymer, which is a new thing, and fast rockets, which I've never heard of. Probably a new thing. But it's like the super polymer is only used for super long-handed inserters, which is also going to be cool to see because that implies they're expecting 3 or 6 belt wide builds, which I haven't seen any recipes to indicate that those are needed, but it'll be interesting to see maybe later game. if they did in fact do that. If they didn't, I don't know. You know what? That's probably why they did it. That makes so much sense. Because it would be annoying to make, too wide. You're thinking of things I never thought of, Carissa. Dang. I guess this is why I'm not a professional Factorio player yet. After all, let me check Steam real quick. I only just passed the 400-hour mark. Literally, I'm at 400.6 hours. Oh yeah, that's a big thing. All I gotta say, you spent 400 on your... So in other words, what I'm hearing is you've spent more time in one game than I've spent in the entire game. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, in Space Age 100k it's like a good amount, but especially if you're getting into legendary quality, 100k is like easy. Like I've seen videos of people making 1 million SPM. Oh wait, I need to eat. That's what that sound is. I was like, why am I hearing a heartbeat and heavy breathing? Oh yeah, I need to eat. Now the one thing I will point out that's annoying about food is Ico fruit takes an hour to spoil. Now I do this part fast and I set it up for auto insertion because when you clean the Ico fruit, the cleaned Ico fruit only has 3 minutes spoil time, which I auto insert that into the canned food farm because otherwise it loses so much time so quickly, which ultimately affects your food spoilage time. Honestly though, science production on Nalvis is like non-optimal. A lot of the megabases I've seen have used Volcanus for their science production because infinite resources. Everything besides coal, sulfur, calcite, and tungsten. So really only iron, copper, and stone, but that gets you through most of the basic sciences, is those three. A little bit for military, which honestly, I am so glad that they made military science like a bigger part of the game. Yeah. I noticed that with the one of the million SPM videos I watched where they did all the sciences off planet, and now Vs was purely for biolabs. Yeah. But they essentially imported in all their science, and they did a bot build for their cargo landing pad. And that's really what wrecked their game, was the UPS required to run the bots to research. But also theoretically nowadays with enough time, you can make a base capable of, you know, a billion sites. Just because of this research right here. Oh yeah. That's why he made it a bot base. But yeah, you could get up to 1 billion SPM. You could get up to 1 trillion SPM. Just let it sit for long enough. Oh, my food's done. Let me consume that so spoil doesn't mix. $49 levels. Yeah. Literally infinite. That's pretty good. As I said, way more experienced than me. Can I burn these seeds? I can't. Why can I not burn these seeds? I swear, do they not have a way to get rid of these? Oh yeah, it definitely gets absurdly more expensive for each research. But theoretically, you can increase your production as much as you want. Yeah, it gets very expensive. I hate how I can't get rid of these seeds. Oh, it does get all the way over there, it seems, potentially. That's about 500 degrees. We'll see, but again, tick speed increasers. That's all you need. Run the game at 1,000,000 times its regular speed. And there you go. Maybe not yet, but I mean, hey, Space Age hasn't even been out for a year. Somebody's eventually gonna test it. That can be a guarantee. It probably will. Coding has its limits. I can't imagine it wouldn't. That's not where I wanted it. Oh yeah. After all, the Factorio devs want to see the megabases. And you can't have a megabase if your computer cannot run a megabase. I'm sure. 1,000,000 doesn't sound that hard, right? Oh yeah, I'm sure there were definitely 1,000,000 SPM builds before. It's just you needed the computer that could handle it. If you didn't have that, you were kind of dead in the water. I really need to up my lithium production, which I can do now. Can plant. Yeah, I just learned about those actually the other day. And it's like, yeah, that is such a good thing. It really helps quite a lot. I really should automate pipes. I was gonna say, am I stuck? Not exactly. But close. Oh yeah, it most definitely is. Because again, I'm going to be running into hard limits because I only have so many alkaline brine deposits. Which is why I'm wondering, how is this actually going to play out? I'm curious to see. Yeah, we'll see if that does much. I hope it will, but we'll see. Really have out of power poles. Yeah, that'll be a little hard at the current rate of progression. It's not impossible, but just in it for the long haul. Actually. That way is better. Yeah, and that's why I'm like, that's one of the things that drove me to do this build is like, I see a lot of Aquilo bases, and it's just the absolute bare minimum tiny base. Like, they fit them practically on the island. And it's like, I don't want that. You know? I want to actually scale it up. One of the other runs I'm doing is also a space-only run, which I'm just getting to the point where I'm transitioning my base to a train base. Because I just have to for space. I got no clue. It's gonna be a long run, I can tell you that much. Oh, let me set the recipe. Lithium. And yes, I know I'm making a sushi belt. But those are common in space age now. That should run these two now. I may run a little short on the ammonia bicarbonate, but... And let's see, how can I make iron? Oh, that's also an idea. I could make a space platform and just send it down. Huh. Interesting. I could collect ores in space and just send them down to planet. Yes, I'm noticing that. That would at least give me iron. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so bad. Casting iron. Yeah, it looks like this is literally the only recipe on planet. So... It looks like I'll be able to make it in cryogenic plants, though. So I'll at least get that time and a half bonus. What do you mean by... Oh. I'm not sure about the space safety. Oh, it doesn't have the innate prod bonus? Oof. That's a little annoying. Oh, I'm running on low power. I should go fix that now. No, is it because these are... Yeah, these are all running full capacity. That's future plans. I'm gonna need to make some concrete soon. Yeah. I can switch to steam turbines. They have them. The heat exchanger and steam turbines. They're a thing. And I probably should make that switch. That would definitely be ideal. Yeah. I should probably do that. I'm gonna switch this boiler out because this is operating off of the main heating tower. Yeah, it's way more efficient. I know. I should have done this a while ago. That costs a lot of iron plates though. I honestly was literally just not sure early game if my solid fuel production would be able to keep up. But I'm sure now it most definitely will be able to. I've been researching this for, like, feels like hours. Probably. I can't envision it being anything else. And obviously we'll see as it develops. Yeah, that too. I don't know if it does. I was kind of looking at that earlier. I could have probably just done a search. Yeah, I need everything. So, no way I can do fusion. Yeah. Fusion is a little bit out of reach. Is this steam and that steam the same? Or is it different steam? That's different steam. I don't want to mix the steams. Oh yeah, it makes total sense. Let me just burn off this steam. Because I wouldn't want to waste it, you know? Maybe I do just want to waste it. What power is unlocked on Gleba? Yeah, for a Gleba base, that makes sense. I mean, hey, it's probably where you need to end up long term, right? We're finally gonna get alloyed steel processing. And then we get the heat core up next. After the heat core, I haven't quite figured out where I want to go. Probably gonna go deeper into plastics or just oil. I don't really need any of these. Okay, let me in-queue lamps. Lamps are a must. Ah. Yeah, that really is tiny, wow. I don't need circuits yet. I don't need research speed. Tool belt could be useful, but honestly, I need chem packs. Because robots, which I don't know if they have the 500% power consumption or not. Yeah, that's gonna be a real struggle. That'll be my cue. Space. Aquilo. Yep, ×5. Only big asteroids. I would have to assume so. Yes. They have something called a basic rocket turret. So, they clearly saw that and made it possible. It might be. It might be a very complicated space science build. But we're not there yet. Oh, probably. That is definitely going to be a very interesting build to get to. But I'd say I'm still probably about like 30 to 40 hours away from that. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. I haven't even touched military science yet. Oh, this is going fast. 8 minutes, okay. I should go craft another steam turbine. iron. That's what I came over here for. Alloyed steel. Does crafting alloyed steel unlock anything? No. Oh yeah, that's crafting. I mean, yeah, it's going to be incredibly useful when I go to space, though. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely equipment. That's big thing for military. But once I go to space and I'm going to start moving planets, having all that laser research, essential. I really want to do a C block build. But like, I want them to update it for 2.0. That definitely does sound like an interesting planet. Araxis. Huh. That does sound a little slow. Oh, I'm sure. I don't like mandatory imports though. I want each planet to be its independent function. I understand why they aren't. But I mean, like... Let me fix that. There we go. Barreled atmosphere? Interesting. Do you just have to import that from any other planet? See, what would be really cool there is using water electrolysis to create hydrogen and oxygen, and then pressurizing your domes with that. That makes sense. My power grid is gonna crash. Oh, that sucks. Why can't it be? That seems like a massive waste. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Seawater. Yep. That seems pretty aligned with most chem packs. Why do I need to heat a steam turbine? Makes no sense. Pipe. I was gonna say, how'd it work? Dang, yeah, those are way more efficient. Got it. Just put some seawater in the boilers. What could go wrong? Yeah, that's one of the things that can soft lock you in this early game is you run out of fuel. Yeah, I hate tedium where you can't automate. Like at least tedium where you just have to wait around a little bit and you may have to handcraft some things. But you should still be able to automate the base stuff. That's why I really want to get into C block. But again, I want them to update it for 2.0. C block seems like such an interesting playthrough. Wow. I mean, hey, if it works, right? Oh, I do wonder how my alkaline setup is coming along over here. Oh, I didn't even finish these heat pipes. Whoops. And it's still spreading heat, which is good. I should finish those heat pipes though. Yeah, that sounds very annoying. Hey, we got heat core. Now we gotta see what that is. Those are at diagonals, so we're good there. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Don't use your resources if you don't have to. How much more do I need? 18. That should be simple enough. Okay, I need 19, actually. No, that's totally amazing. I don't know what could possibly go wrong with that in the slightest. Most definitely best building ever. One of these days I'm gonna get quality builds. Okay, that needs 2. Actually, it doesn't need 2. I can use just 1 there. The rest of those are functional, so just get a couple in there. I feel like there's another thing that can void fluids as well. Base game. I don't know. Nah, that 50% quality, that is like peak usefulness right there. Lamps. Heat towers. A heat core. I do want to make one. I am actually going to work on a heat core right now. Okay, maybe not. That is a lot of sodium, which I have. That's not actually horrible. I could do that. If I don't get stuck on every single pipe. Dang. Wow. I mean, hey. Just some minor requirements, right? Let me just copy. It's gonna be too much. Well, yeah, purple science is always so stone heavy. I absolutely hate that. Like in my regular playthrough, I was working on purple and I realized like, oh yeah, I can't use productivity on any of this. It's like, really? One of the most annoying things. Yeah, purple is super irritating. Of course I'm out. Okay, we got sodium coming in hot. Yeah. That is slow. A 20-second craft time? Oof. Sodium, apatite, and ammonia. Oh, that's just regular steel. Cool. Yeah, just max the quality, you know? This is keeping up with the heat demands. Wow. See, but when you're looking at UPS, it matters. I came over to grab appetite. It's quite a while, wow. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated question. I'm always out of chemical plants. Oh. That's why stuff is running slowly. I'm actually backing up on material. I am fully out of ammonia. Funny thing about that. I should probably fix that. Yeah, science crashed a little bit ago. Good thing I have buffers. Oh yeah. Almost definitely. They always use the asteroid shuffle. Because it's just not possible without it. And it's a good solution, don't get me wrong, but you can't have quality builds without the asteroid shuffle. I'm out of steel? Interesting. Oh, I just couldn't reach it. Hey, Zarov, how's it going? Oh my gosh. So, Zara, for this pack, they have you mix the alkaline brine with ammonia. Well, no, actually, they have you mix ammonia with petroleum gas to get ammonia carbonate, and then you mix the ammonia carbonate with lithium, and that essentially gives you all your different resources. Probably. I mean, I don't know what lithium brine does. I couldn't tell you. But it's an interesting pack for sure. I am enjoying it. It has its quirks. It could do better at some things, but overall, it's doing pretty good. I am enjoying it enough. Hence why I am continuing to play it. Yeah, it's a regular resource. Oh yeah, I have to get rid of ice. You know what, let me just... Of course I can't fit that there. So we do it here. Yeah, it probably doesn't make any sense. But hey, my goal isn't to make it make sense. Exactly. If I want to make it make sense, I'm going to play a chem pack. Those make more realistic sense. But this ain't a chem pack. So I don't necessarily care. I will have to unclog this eventually. But right now, we're gonna leave it be and let the problem just build. Because my goal right now isn't fixing it. That definitely sounds like it can be complex. I'm gonna have to recycle all this ice. It's kind of weird that they let you use power poles outside of domes. And it makes sense that just in a game perspective it would, but like, yes, let me put power poles in an ocean. That's totally safe. You most definitely will not be harmed in this process. Unless you do X, Y, or Z. I need to move this one block up. I also need to eat because I am dying. Okay, that's ammonia, this is ocean. And I'm sure that's why they made it. They wanted to make it fit in. With all the other planets. Okay, that's the last of my regular concrete. Yeah, that definitely does not sound like a very good start. I would not have had a ton of fun with that. Heat pipes. Oh, I'm sure, but just having to handcraft everything? Ugh. That's such a pain. I understand I'm doing a lot of handcrafting in this playthrough, and I understand the redundancy of my statement, but... Well, yeah, hand gathering. That's what I meant. I don't know why I said the other thing. Oh, I need to map in the ammonia. That's at least not bad. See, unlike that, with this pack, I pretty much cleared off this entire chunk of the things, the rocks, because I need lithium. That would have made more sense. I feel like having everything be at least somewhat automatable would be better. Especially given the kind of game it is. Whoops. There we go. We play Factorio to automate. Yeah, and that's a very good reasoning. They at least helped fight it while trying to keep it reasonable. Which at least they tried to do that. At that point, it would have just been, well... These fast inserters cannot keep up. Oh my gosh. Do I have stack size increase yet? I don't think so. I think that's a blue science. No, it's this one. I need logistics 2, then bulk inserter. Ah. That makes sense. These really can't keep up. Wow. This at least helps my ammonia. There we go. Oof. That is pretty cool. Interesting. It definitely sounds like that planet has its quirks. I just realized by doing that, I'm gonna back up the system. Yeah, I can't do this. I have to put him in at the other end of the system. Huh. Yeah, I definitely will probably try that at some point. I'm a little bit off from that though. Why are these all pausing? Let me pull that out. Lithium should be running fine. Steel. That's right. I need steel. I really just want to make a heating core. Where'd that go? It's over here. 40. And then let's grab some iron plates and make a bunch of steel. I might take a look at it before I play it. See if it actually seems worth it. But I still really want to play C-Block mod pack though. C-Block just seemed so fun with all the chem it had. I did start another pack like it. It just wasn't the same though. This is gonna take a bit of steel, isn't it? Only 40. That's a lot of heat pipe, oh my gosh. I will need concrete though, which will take a little bit. Yeah, I understand why Aquilo is just... people don't bother with it. Because it's not worth it to set up major production lines on it. Huh. Oh yeah, let me make... Of course I need some steel for that. And iron. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, it really doesn't. That makes sense though, you don't really want to take spoilage and stuff off of that planet. So most people avoid it as much as they can. Got it, water. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. How am I doing on power, by the way? Pretty much good, I'm getting rid of that. I got more concrete. That's an interesting take on the recipe. Oh, barreling. Concrete. It's frozen. It definitely seems like they have put a lot of thought into the pack. Which is good to see that kind of stuff. I have to keep using my tiny amount of steel. So let me go make more steel. Yeah, that's not enough. Let me get to 40 and then go. Interesting. I did really like Fulgora. That was one of the planets I looked forward to the most. Like, Vulcanus is nice, but like I really wanted to go to Fulgora because of the difference in the playing. You know, you have to actually break stuff down instead of build it up. Plus you get quality. Yeah, I was really excited about Fulgora. But I am gaining an interest in Vulcanus. I need so many heat pipes for this. Oh my gosh. I was not disappointed either. Alright, we got science. Okay, science should be flowing very soon. In theory, it will be. Eventually. If heat pipes don't hog at all. I haven't listened to its music in a while. I will say, I have really enjoyed Aquilo's music track. And you get green belts. But yeah, it's pretty much an easier Nelvis, yeah. Yeah. It's like one of the Megabase videos I watched, it was they literally just rushed pretty much up to like blue science on Nalvis and then left the planet for Volcanus and didn't look back. Oh yeah. It's great to get an amazing start. Let's see, I just need 80 sodium. Yeah. It's a little bit unbalanced. Alright, let's see what this heat tower gives me. I grab some solid fuel since I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to balance that. Interesting, so there's no heat outputs on this. Whoa. Got it. That cools a really big area. That... I kind of hate that though. Yeah, but like I kind of hate that. Because then it's just a, oh yeah, have it every, 40 blocks. Pretty much roboports. And it looks like it retains heat, except obviously I would assume if you put, yeah, once you put stuff in it, it consumes heat. But like that removes the heat pipes entirely. Like I would no longer need heat pipes on Aquilo. I don't know how I feel about this. I know, like, that's part of the reason why I'm playing on Aquilo. But it consumes the same amount and is the same efficiency as a regular heating tower. I don't know. Interesting. That... Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Anyway, now that I've actually gotten that, I do actually have to end off stream. It is like almost midnight and I have to get up for work tomorrow. So I hate to say goodbye. We've been having great conversation. But I have to go to bed. That does sound like a very interesting planet. But anyway, yes, I do have to end stream. I will be back with more Factorio specifically. Ooh. I might be here Thursday. If not, I will be here Sunday with Factorio. But for other content, I will be playing... I'll probably be playing Dead by Daylight tomorrow and Call of Duty the next day. I mean, nuclear should be worse than fusion. I don't know. Anyway, I do really have to go. So, I hope to see you around, Carissa. I enjoy talking. You could always join my Discord server if you would like. That is always open. If you want to talk more off stream. But if not, you know where I am. So I hope everybody enjoyed. And again, I will be back with probably Dead by Daylight tomorrow and Call of Duty on Wednesday. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.